Welcome back to the channel JF Coin, another exciting deep dive into the amazing world of American coins where the smallest denomination in your pocket could turn into a treasure worth hundreds of dollars. Today we are uncovering the unbelievable story of the 2060 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a coin that most people spend without a second glance, but collectors know it as one of the surprising little gems hiding in the modern coin era. This is the 1 cent that has shocked treasure hunters, amazed collectors, and sometimes rewarded lucky discoverers with market values going all the way up to an incredible $442. Stay with me because you may discover that you already have this valuable treasure sitting quietly in your pocket, in your old jar, or in your piggy bank without even realizing it. The year is 2006. The United States Mint in Denver produces millions upon millions of Lincoln cents. To most people, these pennies were nothing more than regular pocket change, but as we all know, in the world of coins, even the most ordinary-looking piece can hide extraordinary features. The 2060 penny belongs to the long-running Lincoln Memorial series, which began in 1959 and continued until 2008. This coin carries the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln created by Victor David Brenner, the same portrait that started in 1909. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial proudly stands as a symbol of history and American legacy. But what makes the 2060 penny so special? Why does this tiny copper-coated zinc coin suddenly become worth hundreds of dollars? Why does the collector market chase it? And why do some rare examples sell for unbelievably high prices? The answer begins with the striking conditions at the Denver Mint. When this coin was minted, certain batches came out with exceptional sharpness, amazing luster, full original shine, and nearly flawless surfaces. While millions were produced, only a tiny fraction survived in perfect or ultra-high quality condition. As time passed, these rare preserved coins became the ones collectors desperately hunt. Imagine holding a 1-cent piece that looks like it just rolled fresh off the minting press. Not a scratch. Not a spot. Not a tiny mark from circulation. That gleaming perfection is what transforms a common penny into a valuable treasure. But the story doesn't stop there. The 2060 penny also has several special varieties and minor minting quirks that collectors love. These variations include coins with extremely strong strikes, slightly off-centered relief, unusual die states, and other tiny features that the trained collector eye can instantly recognize. The beauty of coin collecting lies in these small differences which can turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. Some 2060 Lincoln cents received professional grading by top companies such as PCGS and NGC. When these coins earned ultra-high grades like MS68 or MS69, collectors paid big money to own them. These coins are the true superstars of the 2060 series. Their glowing red luster, fresh surfaces, and nearly perfect detail place them in the premium category. These are the coins that reached market prices as high as $442 and sometimes even more depending on the collector competition. Think about this for a moment. A tiny 1-cent coin minted in 2006, a coin that most of us would spend without hesitation, suddenly becomes worth hundreds of dollars because of its quality, shine, and rarity. This is the magic of coin collecting. Every coin has a story. Every year has a history. Every mint has its secrets. And the 2060 penny is the perfect example of how something small can hold great value. Now let's talk about how you can find one of these rare gems. First, check your coin jars. Look through your old savings. Examine your pocket change carefully. Most people don't pay attention to pennies, but collectors know this is where the adventure begins. When searching for a valuable 2060 penny, you want to look for several things. Look for clean, shiny surfaces. Look for a strong, bold strike. Look for no scratches, no dents, no marks, no discoloration. The more perfect the coin looks, the more valuable it becomes. If your coin has that fiery red original mint luster glowing under light, then you may be holding a very desirable piece. Keep in mind that coins in circulation rarely stay in perfect condition, so any example that still looks fresh is already worth setting aside. The story of this coin is also tied deeply to the long tradition of Lincoln cents. Since 1909, the Lincoln penny has been part of American history and has witnessed countless generations. People carried it through wars, depressions, celebrations, and changes. In 2006, the penny continued its journey as one of the most recognized coins in the world. But hidden within the millions minted that year are the special ones, the rare survivors, the small silent treasures that collectors will pay high prices to own. collectors love the 2060 penny not only for its beauty, but also for the thrill of discovery. The excitement of finding value in everyday things. The feeling that something overlooked by millions may bring fortune to one lucky finder. This is what makes the hobby so exciting. Every penny you pick up could hold a story, a mystery, or a hidden treasure waiting to be uncovered. Right now, the market value for the highest grade examples of the 2060 penny can reach around $442. This value can rise depending on demand, rarity, and competition among collectors. Coins that are professionally graded and labeled with MS68 or MS69 red designation are the ones reaching these high numbers. And remember, prices in the coin world are always shifting. What is worth hundreds today may become even more valuable tomorrow as more collectors join the hunt and fewer perfect coins remain in existence. If you ever find a perfect or near perfect 2060 penny, take great care of it. Keep it in a protective coin holder. Avoid touching its surface with your fingers because oils can ruin the shine. Store it safely because you may be holding a coin that could bring you a nice financial reward. The beauty of this coin lies not only in its shine but in its story. From the Denver Mint to the hands of collectors worldwide, the 2060 penny continues to surprise and impress. It reminds us that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. That history can hide in the smallest corners. That even a simple 1-cent coin can become a symbol of rarity, passion, and discovery. So next time you look at a penny, remember this story. Remember that a tiny coin minted in 2006 might be worth hundreds. Remember that you could be the next lucky person to uncover a rare treasure just by paying attention to your pocket change. The 2060 Lincoln cent is proof that sometimes value lies where people least expect it. And the hunt continues every day. If you enjoyed this epic journey into the world of rare coins, make sure you like the video, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and hit the bell so you never miss another chance to discover hidden treasures. Your next valuable coin could be waiting right now. Keep searching, keep exploring, and keep believing that even the smallest coin can hold a big secret. If you want an even longer script, a more dramatic version, a version with dialogue, or a narration style for documentary or short film, I can expand it further. Today, we're diving deep into the story behind a simple 1967 1-cent penny from the US, the 1967 Lincoln penny, and why some of them are worth a lot more than you might expect. Stick around, because what you learn could turn your dusty old change into a treasure. Magnifying glass tilted left. Scroll history and background. In 1967, the U.S. Mint struck the 1967 Lincoln penny as part of the familiar series honoring Abraham Lincoln. That year, no mint mark was used on circulating pennies, making them indistinguishable by mint of origin. Userconbook.com +2 coinvaluelookup.com +2 The composition. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the standard bronze penny material of the era. Userconbook.com +1 Total mintage runs into billions. Over 3 billion pennies were produced for 1967, making it one of the most common years. US Coins Guide +2 Userconbook.com +2 Given that massive quantity, the average 1967 penny is not rare. Most were used, circulated, and mixed into everyday commerce, meaning chances are high that if you find one, it's just a regular penny. Userconbook.com +2 Rarest.org +2 Because of that, and because of high production, most 1967 pennies in ordinary circulated condition are worth only a little more than face value, or just their metal melt value. Rarest.org +2 coinvaluelookup.com +2 Money bag typical value versus rare value. What's the real picture? White heavy check mark. Normal. 1967 pennies in average circulated condition. A 1967 penny usually sells for only a few cents above face value, often 1 cent to 3 cents. Eracoins.org +2 Userconbook.com +2 Even uncirculated pennies that look new and unused, but without special features might get you something modest, maybe 10 to 20 cents. Coinvaluelookup.com +2 Rarest.org +2 So if you just pick up a random 1967 penny from your drawer, don't expect a fortune, glowing star, but some 1967 pennies can be much more valuable. Even though 1967 coins are common overall, there are a few rare, collectible, or rare varieties that can fetch tens, hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. Some of the features that make certain 1967 pennies valuable: special mint set /SMS coins, In 1967, instead of proof sets, the Mint released a few special mint set pennies. These SMS strike coins often have a sharper, more pristine finish, and when well preserved they can demand a premium. US Coins Guide +2 usercoinbook.com +2 red/cameo/deep cameo finishes. Grading and color matter hugely. For example, a 1967 penny graded MS65 red is cited as going for up to $62 in some cases. Cointrackers.com exceptional uncirculated specimens, particularly rare, some top-graded 1967 SMS pennies, or mint-state coins, have sold for hundreds to even thousands of dollars. Coin Value Checker +2 Antiques Know-How +2 Era Coins/Mint Errors. While 1967 didn't produce widely famous error pennies like some other years, there are reports of error varieties, misstrikes, planchet errors, off-center strikes, etc., which, depending on severity and condition, can attract collector interest. Antiques Know-How +2 Coin Value Checker +2 So while the vast majority of 1967 pennies are common and not worth much more than face value, a small subset, those with special conditions or rare characteristics, are highly collectible and can fetch serious money. Trophy the Holy Grails. What to look for if you want to see if a 1967 penny in your possession might be special. Look out for the following traits. A coin from a 1967 special mint set, SMS, especially if it's uncirculated and has a pristine, sharp strike. SMS coins from that year are known to be much rarer than typical circulation pennies. US Coins Guide +2 usercoinbook.com +2 A high-grade coin, e.g. MS65 or above, ideally with a strong red or even deep red/cameo look. Such coins are far more desirable to collectors. Cointrackers.com +1 Excellent originality, no cleaning, no scratches, minimal wear, basically coin in museum quality. Condition: rare minting errors or unusual planchet/strike anomalies, though for 1967 these tend to be less dramatic than for other years. Any unusual feature might attract interest from error coin collectors. Warning: why many claims of $1,000 plus or $442 are probably overhyped. There's a lot of hype on the internet about old coins, and occasionally you'll see people claiming that a standard 1967 penny is worth hundreds or more. But expert valuation guides and historical auction sales show that only a tiny fraction of 1967 pennies ever reach high values. Usercoinbook.com +2 Cointrackers.com +2 In most cases the value comes from condition plus rarity plus error/finish, not simply the year itself. Because over 3 billion were minted in 1967, common coins have almost no premium. US Coins Guide +2 Usercoinbook.com +2 So unless you have a top-grade SMS or rare error, expecting $400 plus for a regular 1967 penny is quite unrealistic. Chart increasing what the market says. Realistic market value, 2025. A typical circulated 1967 penny, around 1 to 2 cents, melt value or a small premium above face. Rarest.org +2 CoinValueLookup.com +2 Uncirculated, yet ordinary, not SMS, pennies, 10 to 20 cents each. CoinValueLookup.com +2 Rarest.org +2 1967 SMS pennies in good shape, maybe 50 cents to a few dollars depending on finish. US Coins Guide +2 Rarest.org +2 High grade, well preserved, red or cameo/deep cameo coins, sometimes tens or low hundreds of dollars, though such coins are rare. Cointrackers.com +2 Coin Value Checker +2 Very rare, phenomenal error coins or extremely high-grade SMS coins, in some rare cases hundreds to low thousands, but these are exceedingly uncommon. Coin Value Checker +2 Errorcoins.org +2 Megaphone What to do if you find a 1967 penny. Tips for collectors and viewers: don't assume high value just because it's old. Most 1967 pennies are common and have only nominal value. Look at condition carefully. Pristine, uncirculated, clean coins with original luster have the best chance for higher value. Check for special attributes: SMS finish, unusual toning, or mint errors. If anything looks off, consider having it authenticated or graded by professionals. Preserve the coin properly, even if it's not valuable now. Storing it in a protective sleeve or coin holder, instead of loose in a drawer, preserves its condition. Do your research. Value depends heavily on coin grading, finish, and collector demand. Use trusted coin valuation guides or auction records, not social media hype. Movie camera closing, call to action, show a few high-quality photos of rare 1967 pennies, maybe contrasting an average circulated coin with a mint state one, voiceover/on-cam. So, next time you find a 1967 penny, don't toss it away. Examine it closely. Maybe it's just a cent, or maybe, just maybe, it's a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss future coin hunt adventures. And hey, if you found something interesting, drop a comment. Who knows? Maybe your pocket change is worth more than you think. Lightbulb United States. If you like, I can prepare an even longer, more detailed version of this script with on-screen cue cards, timestamps, and talking points for you. Useful if you plan to record a proper 8 to 10 minute YouTube video. Do you want me to build that full version for you now? Today we're diving deep into the 1987 D Lincoln cent, why almost all of them are ordinary, and why a tiny group of error and variety coins are the stuff of collector dreams. I'll show you how to spot the valuable ones, explain real sale prices collectors have paid, and give you the checklist to separate a 1-cent coin from a collector's gem. Let's go! Intro music sting, logo pop, title card, the 1987 D Lincoln penny, common? Or $442 rare? Section 1, what is a 1987 D Lincoln cent? Slow, clear voice. Show obverse and reverse close-ups. The 1987 Lincoln cent was part of the Lincoln Memorial series. The design you probably know, Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. In 1987 the Denver Mint struck an enormous number of these coins, billions, which means the typical 1987 D penny is extremely common in pocket change and rolls. In ordinary circulated condition, they're worth face value. Even uncirculated examples typically sell for only a little more unless they're flawless, certified, or show something unusual. This is the baseline. 1987 D Lincoln cents are common. PCGS.com +1 Section 2. So how can one be worth hundreds? Build suspense. Show macro shots of mint mark and date. Right. Here's the key. The vast majority are ordinary, but there are several special categories that can lift a 1987 D from 1 cent to tens or even low hundreds of dollars. Those categories are die errors and major varieties. The most important ones collectors chase for 1987 D are repunched mint marks, D over D, double die obverse, dramatic die cracks or die breaks from a crumbling die, and unusual planchet or strike anomalies. When these errors are strong and the coin is in high grade, or certified by a major grading service, prices can jump dramatically. Auction and dealer records show repunched mint-mark examples and major error pieces selling in the low hundreds, sometimes more depending on grade and eye appeal. GreatCollections.com +1 Section 3, repunched mint-mark, RPM, the most common, big money, variety. Explain and show diagram. What is a repunched mint mark? Imagine the mint mark letter D stamped into the planchet twice, slightly off, because the mint worker repositioned the punch. On some 1987 D cents you can see a ghost of another D overlapping the active D. Specialists call certain Denver punched over varieties by FS or mint reference numbers. The 1987 D/D RPM is one such variety collectors have cataloged. These are desirable because they're a concrete, identifiable die variety, and they're scarce compared to ordinary examples. Over the last decade, major online auction houses and specialist auctions have recorded sales for 1987 D/D repunched mint-mark coins ranging roughly from the low hundreds up toward the high hundreds when the grade and visual doubling are strong. That's why someone might point to a $125 to $394 sale of a certified RPM example as evidence that these coins can be valuable. If you find a strong D over D RPM, and it grades extremely high, values can jump. GreatCollections.com +1 Section 4, double die obverse, DDO, watch the date and lettering, show arrows on date and liberty. Another high-value category is double die obverse. That's different from machine doubling. A true double die shows significant doubling on raised elements because the hubbing process doubled the incuse master in the die itself. For 1987 D examples, doubling is most often visible on the date, parts of liberty, or in God we trust. Many of the DDOs floating around are minor and sell cheaply, but a striking, obvious double die on a pristine example can command premiums. Look for crisp, separated doubling, not just a soft shadow from circulation or post-mint damage. Market listings for 1987 double die examples show a very wide value range, from under $20 for modest, ungraded circulation finds to several tens of dollars or more for strong examples, and more if certified in high grade. eBay Plus 1 Section 5, Crumbling dies, die cracks, and other errors, visual montages, another path to value, die deterioration and dramatic strike anomalies. When a die starts failing, it can produce bold die cracks, raised lumps, or odd textures on Lincoln's bust or the reverse. Some collectors love these dramatic, one-off appearances. Videos and auction listings show crumbling die, 1987 examples and other severe strikes being sold to collectors who want the unusual. These are less predictable in value because every die failure is different. You're paying for eye appeal and rarity more than for a cataloged variety. YouTube Plus 1 Section 6, Realistic Price Expectations, Honest Talk, Show Price Chart Bureau. Let's be honest, the baseline value for most 1987 pennies is 1 cent. Uncirculated examples typically sell for $1 or $2 in raw, ungraded condition, and maybe a few dollars for certified high circulation strikes/uniform color. That's the reality. Only a small fraction of coins have the right error/variety and the right grade to sell for hundreds. Online value guides and dealer reports typically list circulated 1987 cents as near face and uncirculated/reserve as low dollar values. However, auction houses and specialist sales for authenticated repunched mint marks or bold double dies can and do reach prices in the hundreds when grade and rarity align. In short, common coin equals common price. Documented, strong variety in a high grade equals possible big price. Sell rare coins +2 coin identifier +2 Section 7. How to check your 1987 penny. Practical demo. Slow, close macro. If you've got a 1987 and you want to check whether it's worth submitting for grading, here's my step-by-step inspection checklist. Clean? If the coin has been cleaned harshly, that hurts value. Never scrub or polish a potentially valuable coin. Look at the mint mark. Use 10x loop or macro camera. Is there evidence of a second D ghosting under or beside the active D? That's a repunched mint mark. Photograph it. Inspect the date and letters. Is there clear, separated doubling on the date or liberty? Doubling on raised features that looks like a second image can be a double die. Scan for cracks and lumps. Big raised lines, chunks missing or raised metal, or a strange texture across Lincoln's cheek, or the reverse could be a die crack or a crumbling die. Check edges and planchet. Any off-metal planchet, clipped planchet, or major planchet flaw? Those are rarer and potentially valuable. If it looks interesting, take crisp macro photos, note any provenance, and consider sending it to an experienced coin forum or an authorized grading service for an opinion. Do not clean the coin. Photos and a neutral opinion are the path forward. Section 8. I heard $442. I asked, that real? Direct answer. Measure tone. You might have seen someone claim a 1987 is worth $442. Is that impossible? Not necessarily, but it's highly conditional. That kind of price would typically require an exceptional, authenticated variety or error, plus a top grade from a major grading service, and a buyer willing to pay a premium. Auction houses have recorded sales for particular 1987 varieties in the low hundreds, sometimes approaching or exceeding $400 for especially strong repunched mint marks or spectacular certified examples. However, these are exceptions, not the rule. For most 1987 pennies you'll see values of face to a few dollars unless the coin has one of the major, well-documented varieties in high grade. If someone claims every 1987 is worth $442, that's misinformation. If you have a close-up of a coin someone values at $442, get it authenticated and graded. The market decides value, and documentation is everything. GreatCollections.com +2 eBay +2 Section 9. What to do if you think you found one? Actionable steps. Find one you suspect is special. Here's a calm game plan. Stop touching it with bare hands. Oil and fingerprints can hurt the eye appeal. Photograph it with a macro lens or a good phone camera and a bright light. Take photos of both sides and detailed photos of the date and mint mark. Post those photos to reputable coin forums or Facebook groups for Lincoln cent collectors. Include clear, focused photos and describe what you see. Many experienced collectors will quickly tell you if it's likely interesting. If it looks promising, Consider getting an in-hand opinion from a local coin dealer you trust. If the dealer thinks it's a strong variety, consider professional grading, PCGS, and GC. Grading can cost money, but it stabilizes the market value and makes high prices possible at auction. If it is graded and certified as a known RPM, DDO, or dramatic error, shop it to trusted auction houses or specialist dealers. That's where collectors pay top dollar. PCGS.com +1 Section 10, Storytelling. A few cool examples. Bring in human interest. Collectors love the story. Someone finds a strange penny in a jar, posts a shaky photo online, and suddenly a coin dealer offers hundreds. There are documented cases of 1987 repunched mintmark pieces and double die pieces changing hands for prices that surprised the finder. That thrill. Today we are diving deep into one of the most shocking and most talked about modern penny discoveries. Yes, my friends, today's spotlight is burning bright on the 1-cent coin from the year 2015 with the Denver Mint mark. The 2015 D. Lincoln penny. And let me tell you right now, this tiny copper-plated coin is surprising collectors across the world with unbelievable market values. Some rare pieces have crossed an insane $442. Yes, you heard that right. $442 for a single 1-cent coin. So sit tight because in this video I am taking you deep into the history, the hidden minting secrets, the errors, the values, the grading power, and everything that transforms an ordinary pocket penny into a high-value ultra-Lincoln treasure. Let us begin our journey by traveling back to 2015. A time when billions of Lincoln cents were pumped out of the United States Mint. Most were ordinary, everyday coins destined for change jars, wallets, and cash counters. But among those billions there are a few coins that stand apart as ultra-rare, ultra-desirable, and ultra-valuable. These are the special 2015 D. Lincoln cents that contain powerful minting varieties, hidden doubling, striking misalignments, and surface anomalies that push collectors into bidding wars. When the Denver Mint struck these coins, powerful high-speed machines created perfect coins at lightning speed. But sometimes the machinery misbehaved. And that is the moment when rarity was born. The design of this coin continues the long legacy of the legendary Abraham Lincoln portrait by Victor David Brenner. Since 1909 this image has lived in American pockets and American history. The obverse shows Lincoln's calm, wise, and determined expression. Above his head the word liberty stands like a promise. The date 2015 shines loudly. And next to the date sits the all-important D. Mint mark. This little letter is your first treasure sign. That is your confirmation that this coin was born in the Denver Mint. The reverse of the coin features the shield design symbolizing national unity and strength, with 1 cent placed boldly across the banner. A design that collectors admire for its simplicity and its meaning. But what makes the 2015 D. Ultra Lincoln penny worth money? Here is where the real excitement begins. Collectors have discovered certain high-quality, perfectly struck coins, sometimes with sharp, full details and unbroken luster, that command huge prices when they appear in the market. Then there are the error versions. Coins that escape the mint with a twist of uniqueness. These may include doubled dies where parts of the coin appear doubled, off-center strikes where the design is shifted, die chips and die breaks creating raised bumps and lines, and even strong mint luster varieties where the coin glows like pure copper fire under light. These special traits transform a 1-cent coin into a collector's dream. Now let us talk about the moment every viewer is waiting for. The value. How does a 1-cent 2015 D penny leap up to $442? It all begins with condition. If a coin is in a circulated state, used, scratched, or dull, it might only bring a few cents. But when a coin survives in perfect or near-perfect condition, grades like MS66, MS67, MS68, or higher come into play. These grades are given by professional grading companies. A perfectly preserved penny with no scratches, mirror shine, razor-sharp details, and full mint brilliance can shock collectors with its beauty. When such a coin appears in auctions, bidders go wild. The rarest examples, especially in the highest grades or with major errors, become instant high-value showpieces. And some of these top-tier treasures have reached $442 in sale value. Imagine that. A penny that cost the government less than a cent to make rising to hundreds of dollars simply because of rarity, condition, and collector desire. That is not all. The market for modern pennies is growing. Collectors have shifted attention from old wheat pennies and Indian head cents to the newer memorial, and shield pennies because many of them contain hidden rarities. The 2015D is one of those coins that modern collectors chase. People search through rolls, boxes, and jars hoping to find the next Ultra Lincoln penny. Some collectors even store uncirculated rolls from banks to search for high-grade beauties later. The hunger for these modern gems continues to rise, and as demand grows, the value of the rarest coins increases. The future of the 2015D penny is bright because collectors love the Lincoln legacy and the thrill of discovering value in a coin most people ignore. Let us take a moment to appreciate the extraordinary journey of this coin. It began as a simple small disc of copper-plated zinc. It passed through giant minting presses. It entered the world unnoticed. It landed in pockets, shops, drawers, maybe even under car seats. And yet the ultra-rare versions of this same coin became prized treasures worth hundreds of dollars. That is the magic of numismatics. That is the magic of coin collecting. The idea that any ordinary object could secretly be a rare gem waiting for the right eyes to find it. And that is why everyday people are discovering valuable coins in their change and becoming part of the exciting world of treasure hunting. So my friends, keep your eyes open. Study your pennies. Search for the 2015D hidden stars. Look for strong doubling. Check the surface for raised die chips. Watch for sharp details that shine like new. And protect any high-quality piece you find. You never know. Your next lucky discovery could be the next $442 penny, or even more. Thank you for joining this exciting journey deep into the world of the 2015D Ultra Lincoln penny. If you enjoyed this long and detailed exploration, make sure you like, subscribe, and keep watching because more coin secrets, hidden values, and treasure stories are coming your way. If you want, I can also write a thumbnail text list, a short YouTube description, SEO tags, a second version of the script. Just tell me and I'll make it.